think tying ourselves to this is based on, I think tying ourselves to this building is based on both.
It's very fair. That's a very fair feeling for you to have. But there are a lot of people in town that don't feel that same way, Chris. That feel some nostalgia for this building. That have a sense of history and
that history could be continued with this being, with Mr. Rehoff's option as City Hall. It's still a publicly used building.
That's true. That is one of the options that's out there. This is a motion that's trying to refine those options based on the conversation that I've heard around this table for the last month, and somewhat based on the recommendations that the library board just presented us. They don't want the liquor store. We can't give them the community center building. That is ludicrous.
You don't think it's more cost effective to move them down there and leave this be City Hall?
They don't want it. And it's not necessarily more cost effective if you keep in mind what I'm talking about. I'm really trying to minimize the immediate impact until we know for sure, and hopefully Mr. Sarby can expedite some knowledge from FEMA, and if that takes the help of our Congress people and legislators, then that's what I'm saying needs to be done. We need to authorize him to get all over their case, on our case, and find out. We have waited and waited and waited. If those FEMA monies don't come, there's going to be a lot more than just the $460,000 from the community center building that we're out. That will put a real damper on the summer celebration. That's going to really, really hurt a lot of people in town.
Oh, I'm perfectly aware of that. Thank you.
And that's what I'm trying to be sensitive to.
Well, I just want to do what makes fiscal sense. And I think the city would get over it pretty darn quick if this was just City Hall. My opinion. They would get past it.
Vern, I have a question for you.
Yes.
You said only using the eastern part of the building.
To limit the expense right now, I believe that if we sell the furniture and fixtures as much as we possibly can in there, the shelving, the cooling, the racking, all of that kind of stuff, and use that money, we can make the eastern half of that building look pretty nice and be very usable for a City Hall space.
I agree.
It's going to be considerably bigger than this.
Yes.
You're talking the off-sale part?
The off-sale part. And we don't have to worry about
It'll be a little
huge,
bit bigger than this. This is 1,800, I think, isn't it? So if that's 4,500 square feet, we've got half of it.
2,200, whatever.
Yep.
But I did like the looks of the layout on that Mr. Rivas had suggested for the east half of that building. And I know it's not champagne, but I believe it would be very usable. It may conceivably allow for somebody else to rent the western half. And I just throw that out there as a possibility. But it's an idea. If that half could become income producing for somebody, that may be consistent, and that would need to be checked. That may need to be, or it might be consistent with the FEMA rules. If not, it's not costing us any more money. It's just there. Available maybe for, I don't know, for a new police station. I don't know.